And so it's time again for Theater of the Night. It was a night not too long ago when the vampire Raphael Osiris blessed us with a visit. He and his consort, Dominique Lazarus, gave us our interview with a vampire. We hope you'll enjoy it. We spent the whole night long after midnight as the thunder crashed and the rain poured down in torrents. The lightning flashed, and we talked of many things, as vampires will. Early in the morning, we had to be in the air, and so all night long we drove to get there. We drove in a long black Cadillac limousine, I in the driver's seat, and in the back, the vampire prince, Raphael Osiris, and his consort, Dominique Lazarus. Millions of dollars in damage were done that night by tornadoes, but we arrived safe in time to fly out by dawn.
And there's also been a lot of reports on various cultures of receiving nighttime attacks or daytime attacks from intentional psychic vampires.
This would be succubi or incubi?
It's a similar, the myths they're very similar. It depends on what culture the phenomena and how it gets interpreted by the person who's receiving the attack, and how they may interpret it as saying that they may be reporting that they were visited by a succubi or incubi during the middle of the night. What's very common is something known as a hag attack, which is wake up in the middle of the night with a start with a very heavy pressure on your chest, maybe sometimes seeing visuals associated with it, either an energy light or actual something taking the form of a person or something, which may be coming back and being perceived as someone who's recently passed from you, or someone else who you know may have passed away, or another spirit that you may be receiving, but it's actually just your mind interpreting what's going on is this type of vampire attack.
There is a term, psychopompic state. Are you familiar with that?
Not quite.
In other words, somewhere between sleep and awake.
Right.
And then the sensation is unique. It's an in-between state between dream and reality, but it sounds like what you're
where
talking
almost
about
anything can happen, and you can perceive your reality in very many different ways. And then usually what this person senses is their inability. They have a sense of paralysis in this psychopompic state, and they cannot get up from it or anything like that. And then when the attack dissipates, they usually are feeling very drained and they just fall asleep.
So those are psychic vampires. So back to like what I'm calling modern vampires like yourself. Are you what you would call a vampire activist?
Well, what I do is pretty much vampire activism. I'm trying to promote within our community an outreach to people who consider themselves vampires and are seeking their own truths and truths among others to this phenomena, whether it's in our present-day culture and society, and other ways at which they can develop themselves. And I'm seeking for them to be able to do this positively, with only positive outcomes intention, and that others in our society start to also perceive this as in a positive light, and to bring any type of pro-vampiric elements to our culture.
Well, what about the pathological aspects of the people within the vampire community? What is your program going to do for them, trying to help them or turn them around to be more...
Well,
to change them in any way, or
not necessarily change them, but to just let the biggest help for most people is usually to know that there's other people out there like them that they could start communicating with. And what I do with my organization is to lay lines of communication where other people can contact each other and start talking about their differences in their lives.